Six figures earners, those ones that everybody assumes have had it figured out. That they have it figured out. They're in good financial state. Income and wealth are two different things. And most people learn about that too late. Income and wealth are two different things. People did what they were told to do. They did what they were taught. Earn more, work harder, but were never provided the next steps. Be honest with yourself. If your income stopped today, this month, let's just say this month, if your income stopped this month, how long could you survive? If your income should stop this month, how long could you survive? So how do you make sure that you are not in that 50% bracket of those people that make good money but they live paycheck to paycheck? It starts with the vehicles that build wealth, and I'm going to share those vehicles with you. Now, this chart is another bad news. The first one is about 50% of six figure earners live paycheck to paycheck. Let's look at another disturbing data. That 40% of people earning between $300,000 to $500,000 a year also live paycheck to paycheck, and those are in the top 1% income bracket. Top 1% income bracket. Let that resonate. They are the ones that are one paycheck away from financial trouble. Those people making that kind of money, because they only depend on their paycheck. A lot of them don't have no assets. So the trap really follows you up in the ladder. More income just buy you a bigger version of the same problem. No salary does what an asset does. No salary does what an asset does. Salary does not equate to building wealth. For those who understand this salary trap, for those who understand it, they quickly start accumulating asset. Because you understand that income alone doesn't create wealth. Assets do. So another chart in front of you. 75% of six-figure earners, 75%, reach out for their credit card. Not to get points, because they run out of cash. They make great money and spend it all before the next paycheck arrives. Again, our income without asset kind of hides the problem behind nicer lifestyle. Bigger house, nicer car. The solution is not earning more money. Then let me ask you this. When was the last time you reached out for your credit card to bridge the gap between your paycheck and your expenses? Think about that for a minute. When was the last time? And what will it take to never need to do that again? Let me show you how using the right asset, the right vehicles to create wealth. Now I want to focus on moving the problem, some of the bad data, to what I call opportunity. So I want to go from problem to opportunity. So building asset can start with money that are already yours. You can start building wealth with the money that is already yours, if you know how to take advantage of it. So Americans leave about $24 billion in unclaimed 401k matches every year. $24 billion. So a typical employee missing full match, that is missing full match from what the company matches. Sometimes some of the companies, they matches anywhere from 3 to 6% of what you put in into your retirement account, to your 401k or 403b. So if you're living about $1,336 a year, that can grow to about $76,000 over the next 20 years with a 10% annual growth. That's what average Americans are living on the table. That's free money. So I want to ask all of you that are listening to me, are you capturing every dollar of your employer's match right now? Are you taking advantage of it right now? If not, you need to do so. So free matching of your money that you put away for your retirement account that's being matched between 3 to 6%. That's a start. That's a start. So let's look at the rest of these vehicles that build wealth. That's one of them. So let's look at this chart again. The cost of doing nothing never feel like a crisis. If you don't do nothing, life just slide by. You just glide by. It's like you're hanging in there till one day you're going to be successful. Because the cost of doing nothing, it doesn't hit you right away. It slowly gets to you. So most high earners never recognize this pain or this danger or these missed opportunities in front of us. So the first two steps, step 1 and 2, you get paid high income, your lifestyle creeps up to match every raise that you got. Then the next one is idle cash sits in your low interest savings account while inflation steals everything from you. So when life becomes a little difficult, for example, job loss, medical bill, or if you have a bad year, you are one crisis away from financial disaster. And this is the painful part. A lot of people at retirement, after decades of paychecks and almost nothing, to show forward. After working for decades, retired, they have nothing to show for it. If you notice all these steps, there are no step felt like a mistake or a crisis or cause for any sense of urgency. It just it affects you slowly. So which step, let me ask you this, which step of this slide are you standing on right now? And what would it take to stop you from sliding every year? Because that's what's happening to you. So the message of this slide is using your income to create asset and stop ignoring the silent killers that are preventing you from financial freedom. Those are silent killers because it doesn't feel like a crisis at all. It just gliding by, living through it without any sense of urgency. You don't say it. It seems like nothing is happening to you. But you don't understand until you reach retirement age, when you realize you have nothing to show for it. It's a painful situation for a lot of people. So the first slide there's two slides I'm going to share with you that shows a very good example that I would like you to take this very seriously, and I want you to see the impact of consistent savings, delayed gratification, what can happen to your money if you think about the future and what that money can do for you. So let's look at this example. I would like to show you how you can swing the pendulum in the positive direction. If you allow time, consistency, and discipline to do the work for you. So if somebody invested $10,000 30 years ago in 1996, earning about 10% annual return on the original $10,000 investment, in 10 years, your money will have grown to $26,000. And then 20 years, it'd be about $67,000. Then in 30 years, it'd be about $174,000. Let that sink in a little bit. You invested $10,000 30 years ago, and you left it alone. And it's earning you about 10% yearly returns. Now, may I ask you, what is stopping you from starting the clock this month? When you look at this chart. So the question is, where will you put your first $10,000? If you have $10,000 today, what will you do with it? Or should I ask you, where will you put $10,000 today to start compounding your money for you? This is just an example of $10,000. You do nothing about it. You leave it alone. You reinvest the dividends. For 30 years, you'll be sitting on $174,000. So this next chart is about the wealth vehicle mismatch.